Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Jonathan here at Shadow Foam, and we're back with Milwaukee Dave at Dave's workshop, and we're looking today at two Milwaukee Packout boxes. You've had these organised for a while, but we've got one organised with like a polyurethane foam.
Yep.
And then this one is...
This is the original Milwaukee foam, but it's actually for the slightly smaller box.
Time to upgrade them then, yeah?
Time to upgrade.
So we've bought some Shadow Foam inserts. These are the Packout inserts that slot directly into this profile of a box. So two 50mm layers or two 50mm inserts are $24.99, or two 30mm inserts is $19.99. And as I said, these slot directly into there. They're a perfectly flush fit. How did you go about cutting this to the right size?
Luck and judgment, really. A lot of it.
It's a bit of a faff though, isn't it? Trying to get it fitting in there nice and flush.
Yes, it is.
I like what you've got here as well. You've got like these trays come with the Packouts, don't they?
Yes.
These little cases. So do you reckon we stick with this exact layout, but we just upgrade it to Shadow Foam, yeah?
Yeah, if you can do, yes.
Leave it with me. I reckon 20 minutes, half an hour, and we'll surprise you with the transformation, yeah?
Right, thank you.
Brilliant, let's get cracking. Right, so first thing to do is get my glove on and get my scalpel ready. So these come in our cutting kits. Cutting kits include everything you're going to need to be able to cut Shadow Foam. So we have offers on our website. If you buy Shadow Foam, you'll get a deal on a cutting kit, and they have a scalpel, 5 blades, a pair of anti-cut gloves. I usually just wear the one, the cutting instructions and a sticker. So everything you're going to need to get cracking cutting Shadow Foam. And what we've got here is a 50mm and a 30mm liner. We're going to be cutting all the way through a 50mm liner, and then we're going to be gluing it to a 30mm liner, and that is going to be our first insert. We're going to replace this polyurethane layer. So if I take these two drills out and I'll pop them there, we can see that this polyurethane version, which is great, and actually it's where Shadow Foam started. You know, Shadow Foam's first product was a polyurethane foam, very similar to this. It's very soft though, and you can only cut all the way through it. So although you do end up with a better solution than pick and pluck foam, sadly it will absorb oil, it can get dusty and dirty, and you don't have the layers, so you don't have the flexibility. But what we can do with it is we can use it as a template to make sure that we get the new foam the right size. So we know we want to be to about there. And just like that, we now have a line of the depth of this, and we want to just do a little thin cut, which will give us the pencil line to follow, and then we'll go back a couple of times to cut all the way through, and then we can lay that one on top of the other layer. Now we're having this red face up, so that when we cut all the way through this, we're going to see that red coming through. And the exact same again. I'm just going to cut all the way through that one, and that is our first part of the cutting done. So they're going to sit in there, and now we can cut our two drills in. So when it comes to cutting a deep item, like a drill, I typically just use the scalpel itself, and we use these scalpels specifically because they've got a really thin handle to them, and then you can get right up next to the item and you can follow the silhouette. And all you're doing is, once you've placed the item where you want it to go, you simply trace cut around the item quite lightly. You don't have to press too hard. We're just using it like a pencil and just cutting only a few mil into the foam. And you want to make sure that the scalpel remains at 90 degrees to the foam at all times. You want to make sure it is perpendicular. That way you're not going to get a parallax error. You're not going to get the insert you cut in either too wide or too narrow. You want it exactly the right size. And when you've met back up at the start, you can remove the item. And now what you want to do is, by pressing a little bit on the foam, you can expose that cut that you've made, and you can continue going around making that cut deeper. The reason why you want to press on the foam is because you don't want to create a new cut. The blades are very sharp and they will naturally kind of wander off if you let them. So you want to make sure you're pressing on the foam, which exposes the previous cut you've made, and then you can be extra sure that you're not wandering off and creating extra cuts. And we want to be removing all 50mm. We're going all the way through this foam layer. So at this stage, we're just cutting as deep as we can, about 30-40mm on our first pass. I'll move that out of the way. And we can remove this layer from underneath at this point, and we can cut all the way through now. That sun is beating down on me.
Well, you're certainly doing your job today, Mr. Sun. Oh, rats.
Right, so we've cut all the way around that shape, and then we've cut again, and then we've cut a third time to go all the way through. And now this piece should remove, and we can just go back around and just trim off any extra little pieces that are a little bit loose or that are kind of hanging off, just to tidy it up. And that is all we need to do there. But we don't throw away this offcut. We're going to need that in a little bit when we come to glue. So yeah, on to the next one. We're going to cut the exact same technique around this drill, cut all the way through, and then we can come back and glue it to the base layer. So let's just get that cut out. Right, so we've cut all the way around this drill again, and we pull that one out, and that is literally the majority of the work done. We've got the two shapes cut out for the two drills, for the combi drill and the impact driver, and they fit nice and snug in there. So all we need to do now is cut in finger pulls, if Dave wants them, and then also we need to glue the back on. So when it comes to gluing the back on, it's nice and easy. We just put the two shapes back in, we flip it over, and now these two inserts that we've just stuck back in work as masking tape essentially. We can then spray glue the whole sheet without having to worry about masking it off, because as you can see here, we spray glue there, we then push the insert out and it'll take the excess spray glue with it. So all we need to do is take one of our cans of spray adhesive. These are available on our website for $7.99, and all we want to do is give it a nice coating on one side, and then we want to put some on the other side and then let both sides go tacky. Now when it comes to sticking glue on the other side, we don't want glue on the underside of where the drills are going to be. So in order to avoid that, we just put glue in the areas that we can see. So you can see along these edges, this top corner here, and right in the middle. So we can just put a little bit of glue in the middle, a bit up this side, a bit up this side, a bit along the top corner, a bit in that corner, and a bit along the bottom. And that's enough. And we know now we're missing the two main areas where the drills are going to sit. So we can let that go tacky, and then we can stick those together in a few seconds.
12 seconds later.
So that finishes off. We put the two sides together, and that's our finished insert. Because we've got the two belt clips, we're not going to add finger pulls, but we can see there the two fit in there nice and snug, and then that'll go in the box. And we've got a nice snug fit. We can put the drill bit box back in its place, and that looks really, really good. And then the two drills, and that one is done. So we'll get the next one done, and then we'll show you the before and after. Right, so with this insert, it's the same approach we did with the last one. We've trimmed off the side for where the case is going, and then we've cut all around the multi-tool and pulled that out, and then we've cut all the way around the jigsaw, and we can pull that out. But we can use the same technique to glue it to this other side. First thing we've got to do is trim this down so it's the same size, and then we're going to put these two pieces back in, and we're going to spray glue the two together. So that is another John's top tip. Make sure you save your cutouts, because then you can spray glue the back without having to worry about masking it off and getting overspray inside the inserts, because the cutout that you've made is doing all of the masking off for you. When I push that out now, you can see that I've got no overspray in any of that insert, so that's perfect. Right, so we've glued both parts together, we've stuck them together, and we've got now a completed insert. So we'll put it in the case. And that is a lovely snug fit. And then we've got the little tool case which goes on the left, which houses all the bits. And then yeah, we can put the jigsaw in and the multi-tool in. And that is the second one all done. So that's it. We've upgraded both of these cases. We had one that was the polyurethane grade, very similar to Shadow Foam original, and then one which was a Milwaukee insert, and we've upgraded them both to Shadow Foam, and it took about just under half an hour. So let's show Dave and see what he thinks. Right, so we've finished both boxes. We've upgraded this one here, which was the polyurethane. We've upgraded this one, which was the Milwaukee insert. And Dave's back now, so here you go, Dave. What do you think?
Yeah, they look great. A lot better than they were before.
So for these two, we're looking at a combined cost for both of these is $24.99 for the top two, and then the bases. So we're looking at about 40 quid for these two inserts, and it took me half an hour to cut both. And we've got a snug fit on everything, so nothing's gonna get damaged. And yeah, we'll leave them with you.
Brilliant, thank you.
Yeah, smashing. So if you're a Milwaukee fan, or you like Milwaukee tools and the Packout system, let us know in the comments below which box we should organise next. We've done the Milwaukee drawers now, and then now this is the classic Packout box where we've now upgraded it to some Shadow Foam, but we know that there's loads of other Milwaukee Packout boxes. So we'd love to hear your thoughts. I read every single comment, so I'd like to hear what you think and which one we should do next. So if you're a Milwaukee fan, like Milwaukee Dave, because it's all things Milwaukee with you, isn't it? I know your tool set is mental.
Most of it, yes.
How do we find you, Dave?
Yep, I'm on Instagram at Milwaukee Dave Tools. All the things that I've posted are my own work, my own tools. There's no reposts and just a bit of fun stuff.
Yeah, and you love Milwaukee.
Oh,
Seeing your workshop, it's the Milwaukee fan's dream. So go and check out Dave on Instagram. We'll put his link in the description below. And if you've enjoyed the video, please drop us a like and subscribe. We'd love to have you on board, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, why not check out some of our others? We've got new videos coming out every week. And Colin Furs, what's the quickest way for people to see these videos?
Subscribe.